back in 2021 to our first video conversation between Marianne and Desiree.
Hello, everyone.
We are changing the format slightly because we got some questions about what exactly is the work and what exactly do you do in that workshop series, Embracing Life. So we decided to give you real life examples and a real process to follow with us to give you a better insight.
Yeah. So how do you actually get to inner peace or to feel more happiness in your life? Well, one way to do that is to look at what upsets you, right? So what happens normally is that someone is doing something that we don't like, or things don't go the way we want them to go. And the way we react is either we start pushing people harder, or we blame ourselves, right? Or we start drinking or overeating, something like that. And the emotions that go with that can be anywhere from madness to depression, right? Both outside and inside. Now, these emotions in itself, they're not bad. The thing is that we could use them more effectively and to look into, to get more clarity about what we were thinking and how we were acting in that moment. And that clarity can then help you to change and be more effective in other situations in your life. Now, to give you an example, Desiree is willing to share. She's got a great situation that happened once with her husband, and she'll tell you all about it.
Let me start. Yes. So it happened many years ago when I just started off with my company and I had to create a new website, which for me was a humongous task. I felt quite overwhelmed by it. I was hoping my husband would help me because, well, he's a businessman. He would be in my target market, and I always thought he was very accomplished. Yet he was on business trips all the time. It wasn't available. So I managed to get my website up and running. And on that one weekend day, I opened a bottle of Prosecco and I wanted to celebrate with him the going live. And I opened the website, ta-ta, with a glass in my hand, and I wanted to celebrate. And here he looks at it and he says, look, there's 2 spelling mistakes. There's a sentence structure that was too German. Pictures didn't align, and I lost it. I got really upset because first he didn't help me, then he criticized me, and he didn't celebrate with me. And all of that, all of my expectations of how I thought it should be were not the way. So I got so angry, I actually had to leave the apartment to go outside to diffuse a little bit before I could come back and get back into that situation.
Great. Now, the key point here is it's really great. You have one situation where something happened, and I heard you say a few things of what you were thinking in that moment. He didn't help you. He should have helped me, or he didn't help me. He's criticizing me, I heard you say. He's not celebrating with me. Now, which of those thoughts hurt you the most, Desiree, in that situation? What had the most charge for you there?
Mm-hmm. Well, if I go back into that situation, it's still very vivid. I think the biggest pain point was the criticizing me, because my self-esteem was very low at that time. I was a stay-at-home mom for a few years, and I felt anyway overwhelmed and not very capable in that moment. And this criticizing poured more fuel on my inner fire that I was fighting with myself already. So that was the one that probably went most deep for me.
Okay. Yeah. So to get clear on that is really the starting point. So to really identify in that situation, what was the opinion that you had or the belief that you had in that moment that really set you off? What was the trigger, right? And that's the start of this whole process of the work, to identify that situation.
Yeah. I mean, I recognized, before you helped me to single in on one, it was a big blur of pain, right? So as an example, if I would have pain in my abdomen, right, I suffer and I have pain, but only if I identify, did I get my period? Is it cramps? Do I have kidney stones? Is it this, or did I eat something wrong? Only then can I take the right measurements to actually resolve it, to get rid of it. And I think this is in our emotional pain the same thing. Only when we get very clear on that one thought that is actually causing it, and not the whole blur of the whole story, only then am I in a position to find the peace.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So that's what we're going to show you in the next videos. Then after you have found that situation and that thought, what do you do with it? So how do you then dive into that? How do you how do you investigate into that thought? And we would like to invite you to follow along with us if you want. So for the next video, see if you can find a situation where you were feeling upset or angry or depressed with someone, and what was the main reason for that? What was the main thought behind that? And then in the next videos, we'll show you what to do with it. We'll go into it step by step.
Great, I'm looking forward to do that.
Really looking forward to seeing you. Bye-bye.
Bye.